Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to my new YouTube channel. I have 15 years of experience with manifestation, meditation, self-development, psychology, therapy, and all that good stuff. I manifested lots of things from businesses with millions of dollars in revenue, cool remote jobs before that. I manifested physical changes, health changes, random money, lottery wins, relationship stuff, SP stuff. Yeah. I made this channel to make manifestations simple and logical and very straightforward. I hear a lot of definitions and contradicting stuff and explanations that are not that easy to understand. So let's start with the beginning. First of all, to understand what manifestation is, you need to understand what reality is. Basically, all reality is consciousness. And with that consciousness, you see everything that is in your reality and you create it. We're not aware how we create it in lower states of consciousness, but even from our normal state of consciousness, it is possible to modify it and manifest whatever we want. So basically, reality is all that you feel with your five senses, plus all that you feel inside, like emotions, plus the thoughts and images that you create while you imagine stuff. So for reality, there's no difference from what's in your head with visualization from, for example, and this physical reality with what you see and what you can feel. It's basically all in your head, all in your brain, all in your consciousness. So if consciousness, it's all yours, all in your control, and you can choose what you can put it on, you can basically change reality super easily. Like, for example, if you are in an undesired situation, you can just close your eyes and transport yourself in the ideal situation. How would you like things to be? So for consciousness, the internal experience and the external experience are basically the same. You may say this is fantasy and you're creating stuff just in your head. This is the first mistake of manifestation. If you think that way, you'll not be able to actually transpose what you feel in your head, what you think in your head, to reality. You have to live like that's your reality. But I'll get into the technique later. So a brief explanation of how manifestation works is something like this. Consciousness has a subconscious element to it. Like all your expectations create the world. Like deep inside you, subconsciously, which is also part of the consciousness, but I'll get into that later. You expect the world to be in a certain way. You expect the sky to be blue. You expect your room to be there when you wake up. And all these meanings and subconscious explanations are a big part for creating reality. If you can do that in your head, if you can change the explanations and feel it subconsciously, like really know it's there without thinking about it. Like imagine you knowing what your room looks like, what your house looks like. You don't have to think about it. You have that feeling, oh yeah, it's supposed to be this way. It's so naturally, it's just in your reality. If you can get to that feeling somehow with your desired reality and keep it there a longer time, you'll manifest that. You probably seen a lot of methods like visualization, affirmation, stuff like that. And they work, yeah. But without understanding this part of reality, you can do things that will hurt your manifestation while you use those techniques. For example, say you affirm all the time that you're married to your specific person. You create that expectation in your mind, or at least force those thoughts. This could work if you do it enough time, because you put your awareness in there and your consciousness in there. But if your emotions are so afraid and you're always checking their messages, say they broke up with you or something like that, you're feeling like, by checking their messages and thinking they broke up with you and thinking they're a bad person, you're feeling that subconscious expectations. Even if you affirm mentally that that's not the case and you're married, your subconscious and your consciousness would create the same thing because you're feeling it more. So you can do affirmations, but you gotta get into a state. And you heard this all the time. Like, believe it, it's already yours, from Neville and the Bible and whatever. If you can do that, you basically shift that subconscious more and more and more and more. There is not an effort limit or time limit to manifestation, but our psychology and the meanings we give things, these need to be overcome. While you do your affirming, I will give you a method of manifestation right now. If you do your affirmations, try to ignore reality. Like, be aware of your thoughts and what you're thinking outside of those affirmations. This is the most powerful thing. Like when you check your messages and they still blocked you or something like that, you must immediately change the thoughts in your head to the situation you want to be in. Like, give those situations so much less awareness than you'd give to your mental thoughts. Basically, don't train your consciousness to experience that. So basically ignore the reality until you forget reality, and you install a new way of thinking. A new way of thinking meaning being aware of what you want to experience with consciousness. If you do that enough and you forget reality and you make your subconscious, that subconscious part that expects things without your mind, it will create the expectation of the new reality within your consciousness. And that new reality will start to form. So yeah, being aware of your thoughts and ignoring what you see out there, it's a big part of manifestation. And I think this is where most people go wrong, and it's the hardest thing. Like, imagine the emotions where you're getting a divorce or something like that. This is the hardest thing of manifestation. Yeah, so the process, it's not like putting so much time and effort into visualizations of affirmations. It's changing your perception of the world and what you think it's true out there. I think the hardest part, especially when it comes to an SP, it's the emotions. Like, the emotions are so strong. It can destroy your awareness of your thoughts, and you start spiraling, and you go into traumas and stuff like that. Let me give you a real life example and the steps to do for how would you change that. So let's say you had a relationship, they blocked you, and it's been like 4 weeks or something, and they don't message you back, they don't come back, and you're destroyed, you're grieving, you're in that worst emotional state, as we all know, especially for women. How do you turn that silence into what you want? in having a partner that loves you, that is obsessed with you, for example, that always calls you, always checks in with you. First of all, it's very possible it's not manipulation. That person, it's basically a part of your consciousness, of your experience. And consciousness, it's all there is. I'll not get into solipsism or stuff like that because it's irrelevant. But no, it's not manipulation, it's possible. So you wake up, think about your day, do your own stuff. Then the feeling comes, like that unease that you need to check their messages or think about them. And you do, and you go in spiral loops, and it makes you feel awful. Maybe you feel awful the whole day. That's how I experienced it. The thing you must do, it's whenever those thoughts come to mind, you have to ignore them, like let them go. You need to raise your awareness so you become aware of your thoughts. And you get like a thought. Let's say, oh, they broke up with me. They didn't message me today. They're so bad. They did that stuff. You recognize the thought. It's okay. If you have it, it will not affect your awareness. It's just a millisecond or however long. You become aware of your thoughts and you let it pass. Like you focus on your breath or you focus on other thoughts, like your desired reality. The best way to do it would be something like when you have that thought, you go into your ideal world inside. You believe that is the reality, the actual reality, like just not a fantasy or your imagination. And you give yourself thoughts that you would have in that experience. Like, say your ideal situation is having a loving partner that loves you, that is obsessed with you, that cares about you. You can do it multiple ways. You can do it like a general way. I'm so happy I have this relationship. I'm so happy about this person. This person is so nice. This person is amazing to me. This person is obsessed with me. Or you can experience a situation with them. You can experience them hugging you, them saying basically whatever you want them to say in your mind. If you're more like visualization, you can do that through thoughts. You can do that to seeing images. You can do that to hearing their voice. You can do that to grabbing your phone and seeing their messages. There's a lot of ways. You just need to put your awareness on the parts of reality that you want to experience, basically, so that your consciousness creates more of that than the reality. You have to ignore and forget reality. You have to become delusional to it. The hardest part of that, as I said, it's like dealing with those hardcore emotions. The thing is, those emotions don't like really hurt your manifestation process or make your reality worse. They're just emotions. Basically, we give meaning to them, like you feel that knot in your neck, in your chest, whatever, that tightness, that gut punch feeling. Like, who told you that is sadness? Who told you that is grieving? Who told you that is depression? It's basically a meaning we give to them, and we can control that meaning. I know it's pretty hard to do, but if you can get to a place where you just feel them and don't associate them with thoughts, they will not destroy your manifestation. They will not. Now you may wonder, what if it's like a situation where you still talk to a person, maybe they friend zoned you or something like that? Well, I would use some psychology here. If you're friend zoned or they want to keep friends with benefits with you, but you want a relationship with them, the gist of it is it doesn't matter what you do, you know, in the reality, as long as your consciousness expects and experience the ideal world in your head. It doesn't matter. But in those situations where like you're friend zoned, talking with that person, it will always remind you on your pain, and you will be always waiting for them to make a move, and it will put your awareness into that. So if you can control your awareness, you can stay in that thing, but I will not recommend that. I would just be like, hey, this is what I want. I want settled for us. And if they don't offer you what you want, I would leave. And focus on yourself and keep your awareness on your ideal world. Like, even logically or normally, you won't change that situation with you staying in that friendship or giving them more. You just won't. They will probably take advantage of use your emotional support, and it's hardly a situation where you'll get the relationship back through normal actions. But if you leave and you respect yourself and what you want, even with psychology and normal circumstances, they will respect you more, and that respect they will have for you. And that space you create will more likely increase the chances for them to come back. But that's just normal stuff, not manifestation related, but yeah, it will help. So basically, live and keep experiencing in your head what you want to experience, knowing that is the reality. I think that's it for the first video. It was a lot of information, maybe a bit too abstract because I tried to explain a lot of things in my first video to see what my view and techniques on this stuff is. So the next videos will be more practical, more examples, more analogies to make you understand. This is like a very broad overview of everything and how reality works, how manifestation works. I left a lot of details because they're not that relevant to what you're trying to do. Happy New Year's. This is New Year's Eve for me. Thank you for sticking up to this point. And yeah, be courageous. You can change your situation. This pain is not forever. Be kind to yourself. If you have a really bad moment, try to get through it and try to get to a better place, and then try manifestation. Although changing your thoughts can get you to a better place. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year's. Hope you have a great day.